Okay, so sorry for the background noise. That's me making some tea. It's not gonna be going the whole fucking time. I'm looking for your code. Okay. Well, we'll just look at one. I might not even go through the whole thing because I bet that I bet that at a certain point I'm gonna start repeating myself, and at that point I'm just gonna stop. Um, okay, so you're okay. So you've got Hog Orissa, Bap, McCree, Sim. Um, right, the Hog can pretty much take care of himself to a pretty decent degree, but you still want to do what you can. Um, let's see where you start out in your positioning. Okay. So right, just as a disclaimer at the beginning, like it it sucks to fall, it sucks to lose. It happens. You know, I guess you can uninstall if you really just hate the game. Um, but like I don't know, you're winning or losing or improving is not a reflection of your worth. And with that, let's jump into me like shitting on your gameplay. So you should not be back here, right? Like, um, you should be in general, um, with non-mobile tanks. You want to, you kind of want to be at the corner that is closest to the one that they're holding. So in that instance, it's this corner. You could play high ground. It's a little bit risky, but me personally, I'd be right here. And like you should be just unscoped shots into this Rhine shield, waiting for a moment to throw your nade. Just because no one's taking damage, right? You should not be back here. Okay, point made. Okay, so one, play. You need to like play and respect your role. So it is the main tank's job to. I don't know why we're getting sound when I have this pause. There we go. If you can't hear the sound, which I've had happen with OBS before, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna make sure that it's recording. We are recording. That's just like an anxiety that I get. But you need to respect your role. It is the main tank's job to decide when and where the fights happen. Um, when you're on support, it is not your place to have an opinion. It really isn't. It is your job to stay on the main tank. If you think that the main tank is being too aggressive, well, no one asked you. And the reason that I say that is because here you are easily focused down. There's no one to support you. Um, and well, I guess this BAP is back here, but great. So you're getting support. Meanwhile, your team is getting like, you know, the real fight is happening back here, over here. Um, you want to. This is gonna be something I bring up probably again and again, but you want to minimize your scope shots as much as possible. There's kind of a misconception that I held for a long time and that my coach had to pound into my head that Ana is not really a long range hero. She can be, but she is not most effective as a long-range hero. The reason for that being is that most of her carry potential happens with her anti-nade, and the further away you are, the um, it makes it harder to capitalize on small opportunities. So if you're like Rhines are fighting, or there's an enemy Rhine and they swing for a second and you're way the fuck back, they can swing and put up their shield before that nade hits. If you're right here, bam, nade. By the way, you should be at least this close and hitting this nade right here. Another thing that sucks about scoping in, you obviously limit your field of view. You're limiting your movement speed, and arguably the absolute worst thing is that you are advertising your position. And you're advertising all the disadvantages that come with scoping in. So you're saying, I'm right over here, I'm scoping in, so I'm far away, there's no one to like help me, and my field of view is low. So this being in the back, scoping, not good. Okay. Um, so there are three types of nades, and healing nade, right? So okay. So we have healing nades. That would be where you heal yourself or you heal your team. Um, those are the worst. Those are the worst possible kind of nade, and that very much includes panic. I don't know if I can hit this, shot nades. Um, it's so bad. It will hold you back so much. So here, right? Okay, I'm gonna change the. I don't need it to go back like 20 seconds, right? It's like that's. I never need that. Um, right? Again, like that. That's a time for an unscoped shot. You just pop around the corner. You left click. You you don't scope in. You shouldn't even have to pop around the corner. You should be here to begin with. Sorry. And just to go back to the space thing, also there is something kind of psychological about it. If they come out of spawn, right? Look at what they're seeing. They see, they see a free meal. There's Orisa out in the open, plenty of space. Come on in. There's McCree up there, but like, so what? When you're right here and you're shitting on them from the second they come out of spawn, they just play differently. And that tone that you set from the very beginning is really important. And it's really important to set that tone in every single team fight, that you are there in their face. Right, so it wasn't really necessary if they secured the kill, but this would have been. This is when you use your nade. Bam, right through that doorway. Oh yeah, the three types of nades. So you've got healing nades, those suck. You want to spam X, ask your other support for healing. You want to find a health pack. You want to do everything in your, you know, capability to not use that for healing. So there's healing nades, they suck. There are enemy nades, right? So that's what it sounds like. It's when you hit the enemy. Those are good, kind of good with the conditions. So your nade really doesn't give you a lot of ult charge. Like you'll get that's another reason to be standing up front poking, is just farming nano. But the ult charge that you get from your nade is pretty minimal. So ideally, if that nade is hitting, you want it to be a situation that a teammate or you can follow up on. So, you know, healing nades, try and avoid it. Enemy nades, good, but like, use your head. Um, and then, right, we can almost call like these third ones ET nades, and that would be an enemy and a team nade. And team also includes you. So, right, like a Genji dives you, and you throw the nade at the ground, and that heals you and antis the Genji. Or, anything where you can hit both, zero thought involved. You just do it. Um, let's keep going. Don't back up. Especially with the Doomfist, right? You're backing up, I'm assuming, because you're kind of scared of the Doomfist, but right, that's exactly kind of what they want, is to see a low health, low mobility hero away from their team. That's perfect dive like situation. So you want to be up, like in your Orissa's ass. Right, okay, so what's the outcome if Doomfist kills you? You're back in spawn, and that means you're not doing anything for your team. This is something I see all the time, and I do it myself. Um, People give flankers the result that the flanker wants without having without them like actually having to accomplish it. So they've gone in the back. If you're up with your team, right, and your team comes and helps you, the thing is they had to abandon Orisa to do it. Um, so just stay with your main tank. Addendum: stay with your non-mobile main tanks. You want to be really careful pocketing like positional pocketing, like a Winston or a Ball or something, because they can abandon you. So right, again, wasted time there. You don't need to scope. You're gonna miss a ton of shots while you break this scoping habit. Even with the shitty aim that's going to come with it, I bet that you will climb. But it like the not scoping so much is something that I really started to pick up recently, and yeah, it's taken me a while to get like semi capable at it. But even worse, unscoped aim outperforms better scoped in aim, like almost every time. Right? Again, nope. Okay, right idea. Um, Again, this kind of comes down to positioning. And you're backing away because you're feeling scared, and that's fine, honestly. Like that's you reading that the threat is picking up, but you're just responding to it in the wrong way. So your concept of what to do under pressure is to walk away. That's not really quite right. What you want to do is hunker down at a corner, ideally one that is close to a health pack. So right, you can be playing right here or right here. Let's watch if you were playing from here. Right, you're pokey, pokey, pokey. You can throw a nade. Right, if you hadn't used that sleep dart back there, you want to avoid long range sleep darts. It's basically like a random number generator situation. You might have caught a little bit of damage here, but here's the thing: if you were playing right here, your team would have been playing a lot more forward too. There's a psychological element of it where like if main tank and and like Ana are way up in the enemy's face, the rest of the team gets the hint. They're like, okay, if Ana feels safe standing up there, well, I'm Hog. I can take a ton of damage. I should probably be up there too. So, right, you have a lot more impact than you think on your team's behavior. Even if you can't, it's very hard to change people's behavior with your words, but it's very easy to influence their behavior with your actions. Yeah, my guy, this scoping's breaking my heart. Right? Don't be that far away. So here's another thing. They're they push the cart to here. That doesn't mean you have to live up here. Um, right? Like if they had pushed it almost to like the point 0.1 cap, that's one thing because you don't want to get like C9'd and just have them, take that point even though you kind of like were holding an advantage. But here they have a long way to push this cart, and it took them time to earn basically this position, and they've lost it. So you must go. Nice nade, by the way. So you must go there and make them earn it once again. Um, so yeah, when you win a fight, push up. Okay. Um, right, close, close. Let's watch that back. Okay. Here's what was good. Here's what was not. So great. You nanoed your hog when they weren't full health. Like quite a little questionable with the hog. Honestly, it's good that you kept your tank alive. A lot of the time, nano players use nano on full health targets, and that really throws away, like part of what the value of nano is. Um, but here, it's like Hog can heal himself. Here was really low and he was under pressure, so that's fine. The issue is that you were so split from your Orisa. Again, should have been over here, should have been right here, should have been anywhere but way over here. And then, right, Hog is big and Hog is fast. You do not need to scope in to shoot at Hog. If you need to scope in to shoot at Hog, then you need to like have some more games where you miss Hog. Um, so you did not need to scope in there, and that really kind of like screwed your awareness of this Orisa. If you were right here, then you maybe could have landed. Was your sleep dart on cooldown? Did you have that? Yeah, right. So that would have been a moment to. I mean, even from here, you kind of could have played it. You could have gone over and like hit that sleep dart. So right, sleep dart. You want to use it in reaction to something in specific. You don't so much want to just use it because it takes them out of the game for a second. Like this is your moment to be using sleep dart. I'm also not sure why you stood here. Like, doesn't matter that you're gonna get killed. Um, just just hold left click, right? You should be farming nano. Oh, okay, you do. You do. Right, so you have an echo now. You have a like. Oh, never mind. Good. Unnecessary, right? Nope. Nope. Here. Okay, so let's take this back. So your nade was on cooldown. Why was your nade on cooldown? Because you went for this like big nade over here and it hit. But it didn't matter because there was no one to follow up on it. It doesn't last that long. And now when you needed it for your perfect enemy team nade where you can anti Diva and heal up Hog and probably this Genji, it's on cooldown. So now you end up using it to heal, and we've covered that using it to heal sucks. Okay. So you so close. Um, so you got the sleep dart. It was a little risky. It's not really a great chance that it would turn into something, but there were just because like honestly, there's so much pressure on him that he kind of probably should have been blocking. I don't know. I'm not a Ryan main, but in my experience, Ryan is generally blocking at this moment. But so you get the sleep dart. That's cool, but then you don't go for the nade. And that's kind of like the success of hitting the sleep on the Rhine is that it guarantees a nade that's going to land. And you don't take that opportunity, and that's unfortunate. Nope. Right? So this is one of those things that like I don't know if you watch. I used to watch a lot of like ML7. Right? He's super talented player, but like what you don't see is right, that's kind of like a farming clips play that you just went for. The likelihood that that is going to hit is basically zero. It's not zero. I've had them hit and I'm like, oh, huge, time for me to join Overwatch League, but like they're pretty rare and it just and then what? Someone pokes them on the ground and it's like here you should really just be shooting and saving your nade for or your sleep for, God forbid, if they end up using barrage in a second. Okay. Um, so a way that you can kind of think about things. This is helpful. It's going to be limiting at a certain point, but I'm giving you a lot of information, but you can kind of, and I'm gonna stop at a certain point because I feel like I've talked forever and covered like not very much gameplay. But like I said, we're gonna hit a point where I'm just repeating myself. Um, your mindset for Anna needs to go like this for a while. Um, it's a little different when you have tanks that are mobile when you're playing like a split team comp. So let's say you've got like Winston Ball or something like that. In which case you're going to want to position around who has the you know least mobility and the best ability to defend you. So right, maybe you're playing like Winston Ball, Lucio, um, Echo, McCree. Right there, you want to hang out with McCree because McCree, he can roll, but he can't roll far. And if someone gets up on top of you guys, then he can flashbang right click. So you want to have your buddy, and you want to stay close to them, and you're trying to just be poking at the enemy without announcing your position, and just looking for nades. Like when your nade is off cooldown, when it's available, that is the majority of what you're thinking about. You don't need to do a lot of like top off healing. It's like, right, this hog does not need healing. I hope he doesn't get healed. This Rhine shield needs like chip damage from you way, 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 way more than this hog needs healing. And yeah, you want to nano on targets that are not full health. That's basically kind of your MO for the time being. Right? Well, I know I'm repeating myself. It's so passive. So passive. Move up. Good unscoped. That's not the time to nade. So, okay. Um, unnecessary nade. It happens because, in this moment, I assume, because you're feeling a little bit of fear. You're like, oh shit, they're pushing up. Maybe I can get a nade and that'll do something. Maybe I can get a sleep dart and that will do something. But not really. Like it is going to do something. It's going to announce to them that you have no way to heal yourself and you have no way to stop them if they dive you. And they have Diva, they have Echo, they have Lucio, and you are standing pretty damn near just in free lunch territory. Nope. Right. Nope. You know why. It's the nade. There's where you here's where you nade. I hope you do. Nade. Good. Okay. Close. This wasn't like, oh my god, how could you? This is just like a little tip thing, and maybe you know this. Right. Hog's here. Rhine's here. The play here isn't really to just hope that Hog doesn't block. You just go for one of the walls. Just like play the geometry of the map. And then you're gonna want to get the fuck out of there pretty quickly because if that hog can't handle that Rhine, I don't know what to tell you, and you're in a dangerous spot here. So you want to kind of like here you're past the corner. You kind of want to be like this. You want to be like, I don't know if you know about the like animation cancel, but where you click and you hit nade basically at the same time, but you do hit your left click first. So you just come out and you go bam, right? And then then you kind of reassess. You go, oh, there's Diva over there, there's this over here, and then you kind of go and reposition around your Sigma. Nope. Right, this is one of those things where the dangers of scoping, like, you probably could have helped that hog around the corner if you weren't A, unaware for a second because you were scoped in, but B, just unable to do anything because you were locked in that scoping out animation. Right. I guess he was in field of view. Okay, so maybe that's slightly a mechanical thing, but I maintain, right, who is going to follow up on that nade? Nobody's going to follow up on that nade. Don't throw it. Um, so you want to use nano on undecided fights. Undecided fights are, they're kind of something you feel over time, which is a shitty answer. But as a guideline, an undecided fight is a fight where the numbers of people on each team are equal. So before this hog died, this was an undecided fight, and there you should have nanoed. You've been holding this for a while. If the goal is to win the game by winning fights, and sometimes ultimates help with that. So the goal is not to be like, oh, I've been holding nano, I have to use it. Not really. But here, your hog needed it and you had it. So rip. Again, nope. Right? That was not in response to any specific incoming threat. A team walking forward is not a threat. A team like someone like doing damage to you or someone close to you in short range is a threat. I won't talk about the nade, you get the idea. That's what sleep is for. Good job. This moment is what nade is for. Not that moment back there, right here. Look at this. Did someone just die? What happened? Where'd Sigma go? Oh, he's right there. He gets booped away. Okay, honestly, alright, you couldn't have known that he was going to get booped away, but in principle, that is still the perfect nade moment. And right, we're getting close to last fight. I don't know if it ends up being the last fight, but these are last fight conditions. So it's really right. I was like, oh, you want to use your ultimate on undecided fights. That's with the caveat of last fight, right? Obviously, if they're about to cap the final point, and it's like 3v6 and you have nano, use nano. Good. Okay. So that's the time, right, when I was kind of talking about necessary healing versus I guess unnecessary healing. Your hog's cool, right? Boom. They're like pretty much fine. Maybe one shot. Um, but now you can just move your focus onto Jesus Christ, onto Ryan. I'm getting a little tired. Nice. Let's see how you used sleep. Okay. Right. So I get what you were going for. This kind of speaks to one of the threat situations. in a perfect world, you would have registered that they were low on health. You'd be comfortable with your unscoped shots, and you just click. That's not a sleep situation. That's a click situation. That is a sleep situation. Right? Diva Bomb just happened. It's a close fight. You know she's got to be near somewhere, so you're ready with sleep. And that's when you go in and you do the like click nade animation, cancel, and someone will probably follow up on that. If not, you can probably just walk in and punch or land another nade or another shot. Good nade. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Don't get too happy. Like, don't forget about Sigma. Right. I bet you can. Maybe you can think what I'm. Maybe you know what I'm about to say. It's push up, go. Right. That Sigma. He's like, will anyone hang out with me if I go up there? Be up with him. If Sigma's there and you're there, Bap will come. Now, right? Okay. Like, Overwatch is pretty much divided into corners, and these corners are where the fights happen. Here's a corner, right? It's like corners and chokes. So we have a corner that you can fight around right here. There's a corner that you can fight around right here. And this corner supports this choke. So when they die, which they all just did, right, they have to walk back from spawn. It's not phenomenally close. It's way the fuck over there. So that means, I mean, honestly, you guys could be holding here. Like, they must earn this again. You are just giving this up for free. Like, hey, you guys have already got this. It wouldn't be fair to make you, right? Like, nope. That you are back here. Even if you hit every nade, you land every shot, you time nano perfectly. I don't mean this in like a, degrading way, but like just by standing here, in my opinion, is like it's throwing. Um, Again, just the scoping. Right, this is a moment to lead with the sleep, especially when like um, when you can tell that Ryan's in like kind of YOLO mode. Just he's huge. Just like kind of aim like feet-ish area. I have a tendency to aim too high and miss sometimes. Um, but yeah, just like aim low and just hit that sleep. You can even, right, this is true when Ryan is like blocking. Just right, Ryan is faster than you. You're not going to like escape Ryan. So here you did have to be conscious of the high noon, but it wasn't happening initially. And you can take cover behind cart. You can, there are a few things that you can do. But you don't really need to back away when your sleep is on cooldown and Ryan is walking into you. He wants to step up. And like, cool, let's step up. And then he's a even bigger target. Hit sleep, you know, reposition. And you land it. But like, right, you didn't need to take this 100 damage. And you don't know if like he was going to charge or, just sleep first. That's just a mechanical thing. That's fine. I say it's just a mechanical thing, and it is just a mechanical thing, but it's a mechanical thing that wouldn't have happened if you weren't so far away. So it's kind of both. Your mechanical ability cut you short, but your mechanical ability shouldn't have been able to because you shouldn't have been this far away. What was that? Oh, you were still okay. Um, I don't know if you watch like Key and Peele, but like consequences. There's a consequence of you like not. That's another nice thing about leading with the sleep, is you can get to a position where you can like back up, but still hit that um, nade combo where you like are hitting both of them. So you probably could have anti-naded him, and anyway, like this would be a situation to either hit X, find a health pack, or in an emergency, which this is not because there are plenty of health packs around to be found here. Um, so, there's the one over here, there's the Mega over there, there's one over there, which, right, you shouldn't be far from it because you should be up poking them. So this, I watched it the first time and I was like, oh, unlucky, but like that sorta, but like luck informed by your principles. This is a moment to be scoping because you've come out of spawn. This is also probably a moment, like if you had the opportunity, did you? Yeah. Okay. So right, like it went out of being an option for a second. But if you were inching forward here, you could be landing a nano on Sigma, and that'd be a big deal because he's probably gonna die. Yeah, he probably would not have died if you had landed that nano, and you'd still be in a really disadvantaged fight. But like you would have been trying in a technically lost fight, but now you're just screwed. Yeah. Okay. I hope that this was helpful. Um, like you actually have plenty of good things going. Like your aim is fine enough. You have some instincts. I see by your border you've been playing for a while, and you've built up some mechanics, and like um, it's really just about your principles. And I told you like I'm also a diamond player, and I have I have a hard time putting some of these things into action. But even just putting these things into action, even pulling off putting these things into action sometimes make a big, big, big difference. I hope So I hope this helps. Um, I hope this gives you something to focus on, and helps make Overwatch fun. Even the best players in the world get shit on regularly. If you aren't already, um, mute comms, mute chat. Like there's nothing helpful happening in there. There really isn't. Don't don't ask yourself if your team sucks, because probably, but the enemy team also sucks. Um, that's true for your games. That's true for my games. That's true for honestly all games beneath like high GM top 500. Like if you have like an accomplished coach look at like Masters play or something, um, it's super flawed. Like it's yeah. Even it's weird. Even like I watched a little bit of this stream by Sleepy. I'm sure you've maybe heard of. Um, and no shit, he's standing. It's God, what is it? It's Hollywood Defense Point One, and he's up way the fuck in the back on the like elevator thing, chucking nades that are hitting like no one, and when they are, there's no team to follow up. Um, Chucking sleeps that are not landing when there's a Winston on the other team, and I'm watching the whole thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a really high ranked player. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure maybe there's something I'm missing, and I shit you not, like 20 seconds later, he gets dived by Winston. He dies. They're down a person. They lose that team fight. So just you know, like the moral of the story is like you have to significantly outplay everyone in that lobby, because they are all people in a rating that you are trying to climb out of, and these people on your team might be on the enemy team next game and vice versa. So yeah, they probably your team probably does suck a little, but so does theirs, and that's life. You just you just want to be one of the people who sucks a little bit less, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do too. So I'll wrap it up. Hope this helps. Good luck. Peace.